The world woke up to a heartbreaking loss on October 15th, 2025. Steve Bridges, the beloved TikTok comedian known for his hilarious point-of-view skits and infectious humor, passed away peacefully in his sleep at the age of 41. The announcement came from his grieving wife, Chelsey Bridges, who shared the devastating news on Steve's Instagram page, her voice trembling with sorrow and disbelief. "I'm really sorry to get on and tell you this. This way," she said, tears streaming down her face. "I think if I wait any longer, I'm not going to be able to do it." Steve's passing shocked his family, friends, and millions of fans across TikTok and Instagram. Known for his clever reenactments of everyday scenarios, Steve had the extraordinary ability to make anyone laugh, turning mundane moments into unforgettable comedic experiences. But behind the characters, the baby daddies, solar panel salesmen, and countless others, stood a man who was profoundly different. Gentle, caring, and devoted to his family. Early life and family. Steve Bridges was born on February 25, 1984 in Peoria, Illinois. From an early age, Steve displayed an innate sense of humor, a gift that would define his life. Growing up in a close-knit family, he experienced the joys and challenges that would later influence his comedy. Humor became both his outlet and his passion, a way to connect with the world and share joy. Steve married his high school sweetheart, Chelsey Bridges, 16 years ago. Their union was a testament to love, partnership, and shared dream. Together, they had 3 children, a 14-year-old daughter and 10-year-old twin boys. Steve was a devoted father, always making time to teach, play, and guide his children, balancing the demands of a growing social media career with the responsibilities of family life. Chelsey frequently appeared in his videos, bringing warmth and authenticity to his content and highlighting the deep bond they shared. Career and rise to fame. Steve Bridges rose to prominence on TikTok and Instagram, where his point-of-view style comedy captivated millions. His videos were clever, relatable, and strikingly accurate in capturing everyday life. Viewers saw themselves reflected in his humor, whether he was playing a frustrated parent, an overzealous co-worker, or a quirky neighbor. His characters, while exaggerated for comedic effect, revealed a sharp observational talent and a keen understanding of human behavior. With over 2 million followers across social media, Steve Bridges became a household name. His comedy resonated not just with teenagers or young adults, but across generations. Fans eagerly awaited each new post, finding in Steve's content a source of laughter, comfort, and connection during challenging times. Colleagues and fellow content creators often spoke of Steve as a creative force, someone who inspired others with his dedication, kindness, and talent. Behind the scenes, the man behind the characters. Despite his public persona, Steve was modest and reserved off-camera. Chelsey Bridges often described her husband as the opposite of his comedic characters, patient, thoughtful, and deeply empathetic. "Who you saw online was just the characters that he created," she shared. "He was so talented because he was the opposite of all of them." Steve's personal life reflected his values, love, family, and authenticity. He maintained close relationships with friends and colleagues, mentoring younger creators and sharing his knowledge of comedy and social media. His humor was never about ridicule. It was about connection, laughter, and the joy of observing the human experience. Cause of death. Steve Bridges passed away peacefully in his sleep on October 15, 2025. According to official reports from the Peoria Police Department, his death was due to natural causes. Steve's sudden passing was particularly poignant as it echoed a pattern of early deaths in his family. 3 of his close relatives had died young, a tragic thread that underscored the fragility of life. Reactions and tributes. Fans, colleagues, and fellow creators were quick to express their grief and admiration for Steve Bridges. Eric Mathis, a close friend and filmmaker, released a statement. "This is one of the worst announcements I could ever have to make. Our brother from another mother, Steve Bridges, has passed away." Steve was an incredible talent, beloved by millions of fans across the world. At 41, he is gone way too soon. Everyone who had the pleasure of meeting Steve, they all loved him. He was so kind, so genuine, so passionate about his art, and infectious in his many amazing traits. We are all in shock. We grieve with his family, and we are all heavy with the weight of his loss. Steve made us all laugh, he became part of my core film team, and the world really lost an amazing man with his passing. On social media, tributes poured in from fans around the globe. Many recounted how Steve's humor had brightened their darkest days, how his characters had brought them comfort, laughter, and a sense of shared experience. Comments such as "the world got a little darker" and "he really was my favorite content creator" reflected the profound impact Steve had on the online community. Legacy and impact. Steve Bridges' legacy is not measured solely in views, likes, or followers, but in the laughter, joy, and connection he brought into the lives of millions. His work elevated TikTok comedy, proving that creativity, wit, and relatability could resonate universally. More importantly, Steve demonstrated that humor could be a bridge, uniting people, offering solace, and celebrating the human experience. His commitment to family, creativity, and kindness leaves a blueprint for future generations of content creators. Steve's children, Chelsey, and close friends carry forward his memory, honoring a life lived fully, passionately, and with immense joy. Personal life and family. Steve Bridges leaves behind his beloved wife, Chelsey, and their 3 children. His marriage of 16 years was a testament to enduring love and partnership. As a father, Steve was devoted, attentive, and playful, always prioritizing the well-being and happiness of his children. The family shared a deep bond, one strengthened by shared humor, love, and mutual respect. Chelsey and the children were central to Steve's life and work, appearing in his content and inspiring many of his most cherished performances. Final thoughts. The passing of Steve Bridges is a profound loss to the world of comedy, social media, and everyone whose life he touched. He lived authentically, loved deeply, and gave freely of his talent. Through his work, his laughter, and his unshakable kindness, Steve Bridges leaves a legacy that will endure, inspiring smiles and laughter for years to come. As we remember Steve Bridges, we honor not only a remarkable comedian, but a loving husband, devoted father, and cherished friend. Rest in peace, Steve. Your laughter will echo forever. Your creativity will inspire generations, and your spirit will remain immortal in the hearts of all who knew and loved you. Steve Bridges may have left us far too soon, but his laughter, creativity, and kindness will live on forever. He was more than a comedian. He was a devoted husband, an attentive father, and a friend to many. Through his unforgettable point-of-view skits, he brought joy to millions, turning ordinary moments into shared laughter and connection. His legacy is measured not in followers or views, but in the smiles he created and the love he gave. As we remember Steve, we honor a life lived fully, passionately, and with immense heart. Rest in power, Steve Bridges. You will never be forgotten.